Hey everyone, and welcome back to Robbie's Backstage Bants. Today I have two very special guests from Ain't Too Proud. Would you like to introduce yourself and who you play?
Hello, my name is Naomi Katiyo and I play Josephine.
Hello, my name is Toyan Thomas-Browne and I play Lamont, who is
My
Josephine's
son.
son.
Yeah, it's like a family reunion on the
Yeah.
yeah,
Little family going on today.
lovely. I'm so glad. Now obviously Ain't Too Proud is in the West End right now. And it's running for quite a while. I've got tickets for September.
Yay!
Yay!
When?
Yeah, when?
When? The 16th?
Okay, good. Just checking that, like, no holiday.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Now, my first question for you both today is a bit of a more about training than anything, but it's more, how did you get into the industry? Broad. Take it how you want to take it.
Do you want to go first?
Okay. Mine's a bit of like a weird way of getting into it. So when I was in secondary school, I went to an all-boys school, and I was very sporty spy. So I was like into my tennis and stuff.
Oh my God, same!
Yeah. But then a choir master called Gareth Malone actually came to our school, and he wanted to come to the all boys school to try and teach them how to sing and be part of a choir. It was like a BBC program that they had. And at first, we were all just a bit like, "Oh no, I don't want to sing. Like, oh, I don't think I could do this." And then obviously it was our year that they chose. I think I was in year 9, and throughout that process I started to like, I didn't show it as much at the start, but I was like, oh actually I'm kind of really enjoying this. And we sung at the proms at the Royal Albert Hall, and like I had a little solo in it, and I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I want to do this instead of like play tennis. And so it was actually him that made me then find a dance school like in Leicester, and he helped me with like nurturing like my training and stuff, because my mum was a single parent, and he really like took he was like my first mentor, I'd say, and that kind of got me into it. So
This is new information for me.
I know.
I'm like, wow, tell me more.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
you run some well enough here. This is
so that was like my way into like the performing world, just like a choir master coming to teach us all boys how to sing, and I've never looked back.
There you go.
Wow, that's crazy.
I was like, see you, tennis.
My dad was convinced my sister were going to be Venus and Serena Williams. Like, that was his dream. So when I said, oh no, excuse me, please can I sing? He was like, oh, are you sure? But yeah. I think so. I went to theatre school, so I went to Sylvia Young, and I just kind of did dancing from a young age, and my mom just thought I looked cute in a tutu, and so I went to my local school and kind of then got more roles like just in school plays, and was like, oh okay, I actually am really enjoying this. And then my mom saw that I was really passionate about it, so took me to Sylvia's to do like a summer school thing, and they were like, please can we have her? And my mom was like, I can't afford it, but let's work it out. So a couple years later, I auditioned for the scholarship, and Sylvia was amazing to me and gave me loads of opportunities, because I never could have gone if they hadn't helped me out. And yeah, then from theatre school just kind of grew my love, and they had an agency like connected to Sylvia's who were also great to me and opened my eyes to a lot more opportunities in theatre and in TV and screen and everything. So yeah, it's very less interesting than Gareth Malone. That's the story.
Well, it's all linked with tennis. That's
Exactly.
It's where we all started.
Yeah, we've all been there. Now, obviously, for Ain't Too Proud, what was the audition process like for each of you? I imagine it might have been a little bit different.
Oh yeah, do you want to go?
Yeah, I went in a lot of times because I auditioned for pretty much all of the female roles. There's 4 female characters in the show, and so I was kind of in and out, and I didn't really know. I was like, I love the show. I was a fan of the show from when it was on Broadway, the first time pre-COVID, and so I knew when it was coming. I had already texted my agent being like, I want to be in for it, and I was like, anything, and I was just auditioning for the characters, and it just didn't quite fit, and so I kept going back, and then it was only my last 2 auditions that I auditioned for Josephine, and I was like, this is the one that I want. Like, this is like, it just felt so right, just clicked. And every time I was lucky enough to be in the room, it just, that last couple times, like my finals and the one before that, I was just like, no, I really want to do this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Amazing. What about you, Tom?
So it was kind of like the same, where we like different rounds, we got given different materials. It started with, I think that they first started with giving us like temps that they thought we would sit in. So I was originally in for Paul, and did that and loved it. And then they knew that I screech high a lot. I'm a tenor, so they ended up giving me Eddie. But it was very, I felt like, especially like the creative stuff, it was very like a workshop vibe, which was so nice. Like working notes, like every time you went in, it wasn't just show me what you've got and that's it. They really did what they cared about, whose personality fit with what, whose like vocal range fit with what. It was very,
and the room was very warm. I'd say, like it was. Even from going in time and time again, I was like, I'll do anything. Like, I'll come back happily and have a, because it just felt so nice to be in the room with everyone. And then I remember when came in, our director, for the final, and Sergio, we had a dance and like workshop day on that final day, and I was just like, if this is the creative team that's going to be on it, it just makes you want to work with them even more. And just the support that they were giving you in the audition room was just like, it's great. It makes you feel great as an actor when you know that they're on your side and they want you to succeed. So. Especially because like, auditions are daunting anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
And most of the time you get so like anxious about it because of like the room that you're in. You're like, oh, I need to be perfect and everything. But especially because they were performers, like Sergio's performer, and Des did like he dabbled. They knew like the situation we was in, so they wanted to get the best out of us. They kept a warm environment and like a workshop vibe. Like they didn't care if you went wrong.
No,
like they were like, that's what rehearsals are for.
Yeah,
like they just wanted to see style, like what you bring to it, and it was it was just a really nice process.
Amazing. I suppose that always helps when there's a nice feel to it. And you know, you were both successful. I don't know if anyone's told you that, but you made it.
I think we've made it now.
I think we did
it. You might be in the show. So how did you feel bringing this show to the West End?
I was really excited because when I say I was a fan of the show before, I mean, I have like DMs from me sending this to my friends and being like, oh my goodness, have you seen this show? Like, when's it coming to the West End? Like, and just not really thinking about it because, you know, you see loads of great shows that, that you want to be a part of, but I don't know, I just had a really big draw with this particular story and this particular, I think the thing that stands out to me about it is it's just so celebratory of Blackness, and that was just something that I was like, I need to be involved, I want to be a part of it. And so bringing it to the West End and being lucky enough to be in the huge theatre that we have and the opportunity we have to share it with loads of other little mixed race girls who think that they want to do tennis but have no idea yet. Like that to me is like a dream come true, playing such a powerful woman and playing an example to the kids that are watching and even the adults as well, because I think that everyone learns something from the show.
Yeah, and like for me, I was a fan. Before the show came, I was a fan of like, I love soundtracks. So that's like the first things I listened to. So like I was such a fan of the music. And actually Sergio is like one of my, like my favorite musical is Memphis. And that choreography, like his choreography in all of his shows, but for Memphis particularly, because that was like one of the first shows I saw in London. And I was obsessed. I was like, I need to be in one of his shows because the choreography it's just,
he's great.
Oh,
it's just
so gorgeous. And So the songs and like the knowing the choreography, that was like the first thing that got me in love with it. And then getting to rehearsals, like reading the script, it's like sometimes like the script is so meaty, and it's like when you have shows where the music drives it as well as the score, like as well as the script driving it, it just creates magic. And like Dominique's like writing is
it's great,
stunning,
and she's from Detroit, and so it's just so like unequivocally like authentic. It's just so authentically that, and yeah, it's great. And obviously the music of the Temptations, like who doesn't want to sing to that?
And then I didn't realize how
for real.
And then like I didn't realize how much stuff the Temps went through and that. And like it's such an educational trip as well as an entertaining one. And I learned so much even just in rehearsals, just like from reading the script and like getting to know why things happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow, I'm really excited. What is the biggest challenge that you've had to face through this process, and how did you overcome that challenge?
Oh, what a cracking question.
What mine would probably be, well, I'm still trying to do this, but this is because all the boys cover a temp, and that show for the temps is just like, it's like the bleep test, the stamina.
Oh my goodness. They don't stop.
Yeah,
they do not stop.
And like they do it every single day, 8 times a week. And sometimes I'm literally like, oh, like my goodness, how are you doing this? And as a cover, because you're not on as much for your cover. So trying to gain that stamina to just go on when you're needed is still something that I can do, but I so inspired by the Temps and what they do 8 times a week, and that's.
But can I also say I was a part of his cover run last week, and he was absolutely amazing. So as much as he's saying that he's challenged, I'm like, challenge accepted. Like I've done that because he was great. I told you that afterwards as well. So this is a. Oh dear.
No,
yes, I do understand.
That's the biggest, I would say.
Yeah,
amazing.
I think my challenge was just. I wanted to, because obviously we're playing real life characters. Like these aren't just fictional people. Like these are people who lived, and these are real stories. So I feel, especially at the beginning of the process, I felt a real responsibility to play Josephine in a way that's respectful to Otis and their relationship, and they're still friends today, and all the relationships, and just finding the detail in it so that I can play as truthfully as I can. And I guess it was also like a really nice thing to have to worry about, because I was like, I actually get the honor and the privilege of telling this story, and that's great. So I want to do it to the best of my abilities.
Yeah. They even said to us, like in rehearsals, they were like, guys, some of these people are actually still alive. So you're still playing their legacy right now, that they're still alive. So it's really being respectful.
The real Otis Williams and Shelley Berger actually came to watch us. And I know. And Safisa, who's playing Otis, was just like, oh my goodness, he's here. And then and then we had a whole dinner with Shelley Berger telling us stories about like Jackson 5, the Supremes, like all of these things, and it's those kind of experiences along the way that just it makes you click again, like, oh, this is someone's life, like this is his life, and you just want to do
I suppose that's what differentiates it from something like Wicked. It's like,
what do you mean?
She doesn't exist.
Traumatized. So what is your favorite song in the show to perform? There we go.
I think my favorite song to perform, it actually is a finale, and I know that's a really easy answer, but it really is, because when I say we had a show, like I think it was our last show that we did on Sunday, and the audience were up on their feet, dancing, like having a great time, just looking out and seeing everyone else like bouncing off of the like joy and energy that you have. I just think
And that's literally the first and only time where everyone's on stage all together.
Yeah. And we're all dressed the same, like in Temptations and
Unity.
Yeah. And Sofiso sings the song that leads into it and the monologue that leads into that finale so well that it just you just can't help it but have fun.
Yeah.
And the choreo is great as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything about it. Perfect. Do you have a favorite memory so far?
Oh, I always love a first night.
Yeah.
Like even like a first preview. It's just that like the moment I love is, it's so cliche, but when you know it's just about to start, everything goes silent and everyone's waiting for that first moment that happens.
Yeah.
I just love it, and especially doing it. It just never gets old when you do show, like different shows. But yeah, that's always a special moment. I always think that first time you can do it in front of a paid audience.
I mean, it was pretty special for me because this is my West End debut, so I was like, I was shaking, but like in the best way.
And we were sold out, 1,700
and we were sold
seats.
Out. Oh my god,
sold out. Like.
And everyone really wanted to remind me about that before. Everyone kept being like, "We're sold out, we're sold out." I'm like, "Don't tell me that." But I'm really happy.
Love that though. I love the energy that this show seems to propel. From everything you've seen online about it, everyone just comes out feeling good, which is, I can't wait to go and feel good. Have you had any onstage mishaps? People always love the stories. What have you got?
Oh, I'm trying to think.
I mean, me personally, I don't think I haven't had anything.
I'm trying to think. Do you know what? I'm usually quite clumsy, but usually your props good, but I think it's actually been smooth sailing.
I think it's been pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Which is annoying to say because I wish that we had more drama.
Yeah.
However,
it's still in September.
Yeah.
It's still fresh. People are still.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't think.
Nothing to report yet.
I'm still trying to rack my brain.
Just wait for tonight. Touch wood quickly. Somebody.
Where is it?
Now, this is quite a broad question, but if you could give one piece of advice to an aspiring performer, what would it be?
Oh.
My instinct is going, keep doing it. Work on whatever you can. Do whatever classes you can. Just keep going. Like, there's no right way to this industry, and I feel like that's so clear. And I feel like people always try and give advice on like specifically what to do, but just as long as it's fulfilling you, and as long as you are being fulfilled and you're being creative in the ways that you want to be creative, and then you're doing it, like you're doing exactly, because there's always going to be times where you're going to be unemployed or like the whole joy of the industry is that it literally goes like this. And so as long as you're just keep going at what you're doing and what you're working at and write things new and try and create spaces for yourself where you can do it. I think that would be my biggest advice. Just keep going. Keep going.
I mean, it's still a fighting battle for me, but I always tell people it's so much easier said than done, but never compare yourself.
Oh, yes.
We are all such different people. Even if your casting's the same as someone, you are still a completely different person. And when you compare and you get that imposter syndrome, you don't authentically be yourself. And what people want is you being your authentic self, because that's when you're your best self. But I know it's so difficult to detach from comparing or seeing what people are doing in auditions and stuff like that. But you do, like, this is my 8th year now, out of like college and stuff, and it's just starting to like click now, where I've not been so harped up about this person doing this person's leg is this person can sing like that, but until you kind of shut that out, you don't shine as much as you should do.
Well, I think the things that set you apart is the things that are unique to yourself. So if you're constantly comparing and like whatever it is to someone else, then you lose that like sparkle that makes you you, and that's the thing that gets you jobs.
Yeah, that's what they want.
That's
sparkle.
Sparkle.
That's the way.
Don't lose your
The quote of the interview.
Don't lose your sparkle.
Yeah, a little bit of glitter goes a long way. Now, the final thing I wanted to ask you both, which is, I mean, I don't really need to ask this question because I think we've covered it, but just to cover it anyway, why should people come and see the show?
Why? Oh, I just think, like you said before, that everyone will take a little piece of something from the show, be it seeing someone similar to you, a person of color on that stage, or taking a piece of the women on the stage, or taking a piece of there's 5 black men being celebrated on the stage, or there's a relationship that you can you're familiar, like that kind of resonates with you in the characters, or you just love the songs.
The music. Honestly, just come for the music, because the arrangements and the orchestration is just unreal, and there is nothing like hearing your favorite Temptation songs live in the flesh, like, because the voices on that stage are they are great. So come, bring your nan, bring your daughter and your sons and your family, because it's bring everyone.
Sounds good to me. Now I cannot wait to come and see you guys. If anyone hasn't seen it or hasn't booked their tickets, I'll leave some ticket link in the description. That's a word today. Description. And you can book some tickets to go and see these lovely, lovely people, because it's looking to be an amazing show. And just go. If you're going in the summer, go see them in the summer while they're all sweating and Toyan's
ice lollies at stage door, please.
That's when there's going to be stage mishaps, when everyone's dripping with sweat.
Hey, I might bring you ice lollies. We'll see. But anyway, aside from that, I want to thank you both for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you both, learning the ins and outs, and getting to know more. Thank you so much. And thank you to anyone who's watched this episode. I would like to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe to me, because then I can keep doing stuff like this. And follow me on socials. Follow these 2 on socials too, if you want to. I'm sure. And I will see you all in the next episode.
Yay, thank you.